Hi, we are Gemma and Campbell, a Scottish couple who have spent the last 5 years travelling full-time in our motorhome all across the UK and Europe, and we're now embarking on our most exciting adventure yet. This year we welcome to the family little baby Zahara. And now as we navigate parenthood, we are ready to get back out on the road and take our adventures to the next level. This week you join us as we give you a tour of our brand new motorhome, Curry the Carado, and show you exactly what living in a van as a family is really like. Follow along if you want to see what living in a motorhome is like with a baby as we explore the beauty of the world as a family.
Hello, welcome to another video. We thought we haven't actually given you a tour of our new motorhome, so let's make today the day that we do that. Gosh, that sun is bright. We actually have sunshine here in Scotland in April, and I'm so here for it. Ready to get stuck in?
Yes, let's go.
Let's go.
So our van is a Carado T449. The front of it is a Fiat Ducato, which is slightly different to our Peugeot Boxer. It's basically the same model, obviously just a different badge on it, slightly different kind of layout in the dashboard and stuff. And it is a 2016 model, so it's actually 4 years younger than Ellie was. Works out quite well because we've actually got it 4 years later. So we're buying Curry, which is the name of our van, about the same age that we bought Ellie, and Ellie did us like a good number of years, like 4 years without too many problems. The only problems we had with it were towards the end when we started having some electrical wiring issues, and I think it's probably going to be the same in this because I've heard in French vans it does tend to be the electrics that go first, but the engine is a workhorse and hopefully it's the same with Curry. I'm going to take you on a quick tour around the outside of it. First of all, while we're all set up here, this is our beautiful layout here at the Culzean campsite, right beside the castle, beautiful views over to Arran, and we've set up a kind of a little den. One thing that we said when we were doing van life now that we've got a little kid is we wanted to spend a lot more time on campsites, have a bit more of a base, I guess, and that was why we wanted to get the windbreak, get the awning out, get all the blankets out, spend as much time as we can outside, because Zari just loves spending time in the great outdoors. Fresh air, sunshine, sometimes she likes lying on her back. A minute ago she didn't, that's why we had to try and refilm this again. But now she's just in some tummy time and enjoying herself, just kind of enjoying nature and the peace and quiet. On our van itself, we've got an outdoor awning that we might use later on when it gets too hot or if it's raining and we just want to sit outside as well. That retracts, obviously. And also we've got an electric hookup which goes into the side here. We're using that a lot more now, and we want to continue using it a lot more because of some of the features that we've got inside the van, one of which is the air conditioning unit. It's a big upgrade that we've got since we moved into Curry, and we're really happy with it so far. Even when it's just like 18 degrees outside, if the sun's beating in the window, it can get really hot. And again, with a baby, we want to try and make sure that we've got a nice, cool environment that we can actually just travel around in without worrying about her. Moving up to the back of the van, this is one of the main reasons that we actually bought this model. It is the size of the garage. It's very messy just now. One of the projects we want to take on is actually getting a bit more of an organisational method for in there, whether we build some shelves, try and actually sort it all out. One thing we did say today we're going to do is pull everything out, have a look at what we've actually got, because I think when we moved into Curry, we did actually just toss a bunch of stuff straight into it. And I'm pretty sure there's like spare cutlery and all that in a bag buried underneath all of that. So we do need to dig through all of that. But just actually having that amount of space means that we can take the windbreak, it means we can take our deck chairs and all that a lot easier. It means we can carry a pram, the car seat, and actually we don't need to store it all inside the main cab. So when we pitch up at a campsite, we can take everything that we're not going to need, such as the car seat, and just toss it into there. And it feels like we've got a lot more room inside and we can keep things a little bit more organised.
I actually have 2 prams in there.
We've got 2 prams. We've got our big heavy duty one that comes with the bassinet. We've also got this Jules Air, which we've yet to try out, but that's going to be our hand luggage pram for when we go flying and stuff like that later on in the year. That actually you can take on as carry-on, so you don't even need to check it in as luggage. Every single door on the van is like really secure as well, which was a feature that we really liked about Curry. It's not only got 2 little locks there, it's also got a deadbolt there. It's got a deadbolt on the door, and it's got a deadbolt on the other side as well. And if you come in a little bit closer, this here, that is an alarm that when I lock the front of the cab, you hear a little beep. And that means that if somebody opens the back of the cab, when that's locked, it actually alarms and will hopefully put anyone off from stealing anything or let us know on the inside that somebody's trying to break into us. So that's really good. It has caught me out a few times though, when I forget, because it's so advanced and I'm not used to things being that fancy. I do forget about it, and it obviously wakes Zari up when we've just got her down for a nap. And then at the back of the van, we've continued our rear box that we've got on Ellie. We've put this onto the bike rack. We don't really use bikes that much, and we've actually got 2 e-bikes. We'll probably put them into the garage rather than on here because they're a little bit too heavy. But for now, we're just going to use this as a rear box which we store all of our kind of cheaper items in there, such as like the deck chairs, the blankets, toilet fluid, the electrical cable, the wheel blocks, anything that, like, if somebody breaks into this, it's not the end of the world if they nick it. All of the expensive stuff can go in the garage instead. And it just adds like an extra kind of 50 or 60 litres of storage. Also, we want to put the light stuff in here so nothing's too heavy hanging that far back from the back wheel. And then nothing's really over on this side. We've just got the water point, which is over there. That's another main change that we've got from Ellie. Obviously, you guys know about Ellie's system. It started off as a whale pump, which pumps in from a bucket. It broke and we ended up having to gravity feed it in by putting a big bottle in the window. Very sophisticated. But this one's a lot simpler. It's literally an inlet pipe that leads straight into the tank, and we've got a big long stretchy hose that we use. Hook it into a tap, put the other end into that, and it's 145 litres of topping up the freshwater tank, which is a big upgrade from Ellie. I think Ellie was only about 45 litres. We've got an extra 100 litres. So the showers have been amazing so far. The downside of it is, with Ellie, we could top up a little bit more remotely. We use like big plastic jugs that were 15 litres. We could take them into a bathroom, take them into anywhere, top it up with water, and then use that to top up Ellie's tank. We don't have anything like that. We probably should buy some jugs, actually, just as an emergency. But we basically need to be parked beside a tap in order to top up Puree with water right now, which could be a little bit more problematic when we start doing more off-grid. But for now, this seems to be working, so we're not going to actually kind of try and fix anything yet.
We also have larger gas bottles. I think, am I right in saying they're 8 kilograms?
I think they're 14.
14 kilograms. We have two 14 kilogram gas bottles, which, guys, we haven't ran out of yet, which, if you know us, that's the first.
I'm actually thinking every single morning of when it's going to swap over, because I've not actually checked if I've got the tools to swap it over. So that will be a disaster if it does run out of gas. I never even thought about that, because I can tell I'm going to go and try and brew my morning coffee and we're not going to have any gas.
Usual.
Usual. Let's head on inside and we'll show you what the kind of layout of the inside looks like as well now. Right, we'll just relocate this one inside as well then, I guess. You want to grab her?
She looks so happy there.
Chilling, reading our book. Tummy time in the sunshine. Look at that. What a setup.
What a setup. Okay, since we've got Zari all set up, I might as well give you a tour from the back to the front. So as you can see, during the day, we typically toss the duvet back, and this is her kind of, I guess, little play area. Right now she can't roll, so we're kind of taking advantage of that, and we can just like pop her toys in the middle of the bed, and it's great actually, because if you want to use the shower, use the toilet, we can see her like from all places that we are in the van, which is absolutely brilliant. Island bed is exactly what we wanted, and when we were looking for vans, that was one of the key parts, because it's just nice to be able to get in and out the bed. We were also thinking about where we put the baby. I do actually have to use a stool, especially when I was pregnant. Gosh, there was just no way I couldn't like push myself up on this bed. And we've actually got a mattress topper on our bed too. I think it's the Temper one. Am I right? Is it still the Temper one? Yeah. So comfortable. Like, this bed is one of the comfiest places to sleep, I would say. We have a nice storage area on each side, a wardrobe and 2 cupboards, which is great. All our clothes can be stored up there. Zari's bed is over this side. So at the moment, we've actually got a blackout curtain behind there. Potentially thinking of maybe putting one on the other window as well. Just coming into summer, you know, the lighter nights, lighter mornings, it'll be easier to help her sleep. Right now it's just on her window over here. We've got our Moses basket, she still fits into that quite nicely. And all just her bits are over here. I do think that when she grows out the Moses basket, we are thinking like what else we can do for her sleep. Potentially the top of our next to me that's beside our bed at home, maybe. We need to come down and try it out, but this works at the moment. She sleeps really well, like, oh, thank goodness, we're grateful for that. Shower, as Campbell said, we have loads more water, so this is really nice. It acts as a little storage area during the day as well, because it kind of opens in. Lovely little bathroom. Toilet, cupboards, loads of cupboard space. Yeah, really great space for using the loo. A big fridge, that was another thing we wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah, so this is another key aspect of it. It's got a fridge and a freezer. Currently it's not working, but we are going to get it fixed soon. We're heading back down to Camper UK down in Yorkshire in a couple of weeks' time. They're going to do a full like kind of repair of it. Currently it only works on electrics, which again is why we can't really go off grids. We've been mainly doing campsites. But I do love just the amount of room that we've got in the freezer. Whereas our last one, our fridge was probably smaller than this, and that was the freezer as well. So we can store loads of food into it. At the moment, we just bought this kind of fridge freezer thing that runs on 12 volt and 230 volt. we're going to get a big electrical setup done in the van, and we're actually going to ask them to put a 12-volt supply into the garage. Thinking maybe we can just sit that fridge freezer in the garage, and then we can just store like drinks and barbecue stuff and kind of extra food storage in case we need it. Mainly we're just using it for drinks, beers, wine, soft drinks, that kind of thing just now, with a little bit of extra freezer space as well. Mainly because when we go a drive, this cuts off and doesn't work. So all the freezer stuff defrosts, whereas if we can keep it in that, it keeps it frozen, and the fridge just stays nice and cold anyway. In the kitchen, we've got a small kind of L-shaped kitchen area. That's one of the things I don't like about this van, is compared to Ellie, the kitchen space isn't that great, unfortunately. Ellie had loads of room, we could collapse down a little flap over the bed and have even more kitchen area, whereas here it feels quite restricted, especially when we're doing the dishes. The sink is basically just a small area here, but there's no drying rack. So what we currently do is I take a towel and I stick it up here, dry all the dishes on top of one towel, and use the other towel to actually towel it down once we're finished with it. Now, another perfect part of this van is this door closes over and separates the two rooms, which is great for overnight because it kind of keeps the heat in the bedroom, and it's also great for you guys right now because Zari's getting a bit bored, so I can shut them in there and they can make as much noise as they want over there. In the kitchen as well, we've still got a 3-ring burner here. They're all gas, and there's no sparker, so I use like a little kind of igniter thing, but there is a sparker that works on the Thetford oven grill, which is 1 unit, and again it's really good because it's nice and big. We use it to store our pots and pans when we're not using them, so there's lots of areas that we can actually store stuff. I'd say that's the one thing that I do love about this van, is just how much storage space there is. We've only been in it for about 3 weeks in total now on this road trip, where we do need to kind of stock up on a lot of pantry items. We've just been kind of getting by. This area here, which we use to currently store our air fryer and sterilizer, behind there's a huge drawer that is full of kitchen towels. We have a big storage space here with drawers that are still sitting empty, and a bin. Dishes kind of set up the top there, but those dishes are only at the front of it. I could actually push them all the way back to the back of the sink, and I would still have extra room if I wanted to. And then under the fridge, there's a huge big storage area there, which again is still quite empty. And I do think when we move back into Koori more full time, when we're doing longer adventures, we are going to fill it up, but for now we're not really wanting to kind of just shove stuff in for the sake of it, so that's why we're trying to keep it very minimal. This is the kind of setup of the area. We've got the 4 seat belts, 2 at the front, 2 back here, and this is obviously where Zari's car seat goes as well. This table is one of our favourite features of the thing. It can swivel basically all the way around, move any kind of direction that we want it to, and then it pushes right in out the way when you're not wanting to use it. But I just feel like between that couch there, the big seats, and then these couches here, it just creates such a big open living area, and there's so much light. There's 1 window, 2 windows, 3 windows, the front windows, and 1 top roof one. And this here is where the aircon unit is as well. We just had that installed, so we actually had another window here that we decided to take out, but that is making such a difference already. Down the front, we've got the 2 big captain's chairs that swivel round. We love just kind of setting up at a campsite, closing all the blinds, and just having it as like a big command centre. Makes it really easy to work on our laptops, just settle in, watch any kind of movies, and it just feels very, very comfortable and very, very cosy. Storage wise, we've got the ducats down the front, all the way along the top, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 opening cupboards that are massive. And then 1 sliding cupboard we use to store our kind of cups and drinks and stuff like that. The TV is something we're not entirely sure about. We never really watch TV just because I don't think there's any good shows on TV. We tend to watch stuff online. But we think we might get rid of that and put a little storage spice rack there instead. We do, however, have a big satellite dish, which I don't really want to get rid of because I feel like it adds value to the van for when we want to resell it. So it's just whether we keep the TV or get rid of it. Still yet to decide, basically. Up here is also the command centre for all of the kind of techs and everything. We've got the solar charge controller. I need to swap that over to a Victron model. This is basically the main electrics controller. It tells me the van voltage, freshwater, wastewater, and this is the brand new Truma system that we had involved. So it does heating, water, and you can even run it off your mobile as well. The current electrical setup basically consists of this tiny little 400 watt inverter that sits down there, kind of gets in the way, and there's 2 batteries under the driver's seat which are pretty cooked. Like after we just did a Warner show there where we had to keep running the engine just to actually charge up the battery enough to use the electrics because it just kept dying overnight and we couldn't run any heating, which obviously isn't ideal again with a baby. We do want to try and do a huge upgrade. We're thinking putting up to about 350 amp hours of lithium under the driver's seat and a big Victron control centre under this chair right here, because that's just again more storage that we don't quite need. We've been speaking to our friend John from Life Beyond Bricks because he does electrical installations and he does a really thorough job of it, so I feel like I can trust him to do it. So hopefully we can get something like that sorted very soon, and I'm excited just to kind of see what the whole layout is going to look like once all of that's finished. We will be updating that in a future vlog obviously as well. Yeah, overall baby, what are your thoughts on the van?
I absolutely love it. Like, as we said, it is a different layout to Ellie, but I think for what we need now, the bed for me is just like a big plus, and the size of the garage. In fact, the garage is my favourite, I have to say. Having that space to just chuck the pram in, not need to lift up the bed and try and pull things out. Like once we get our paddleboard and things back in, that'll just be so much easier to pull things in and out than it was before in Ellie. So big plus on that side. And I think it just all happened at a nice time as well, because now we have a new little addition and adventures are different anyway. So I was like worried about, I was so attached to Ellie and I just thought, oh, I'm going to be so sad to be the new van. But now that we're doing adventures with little Zari, it all just feels new anyway, and I love making memories with her in this van, so yeah, I'm loving it. I love how bright it is too, that is a big plus.
And so we would love to hear your guys' thoughts on it as well. What do you think of our new van? Is there any suggestions for the layouts, for the electrical setup, for any kind of additions that you think might make this place more of a home? Or Zari's new bed is the solution we're actually looking for. We still don't really know what we're going to do with that, and I feel like we're going to need to come up with a solution in the next few weeks, so let us know your suggestions guys, because they are more than welcome. And I hope you've enjoyed our van tour. A little bit of a different episode for you guys, but I wanted to show you it because we realised we never did that with Ellie, and yeah, we can't wait to see you again in the next one. Thanks for watching.